If you fail to plan, you plan to fail. Without a plan, we might be destined for failure, but how can we plan to succeed? I imagine you're past the first step of simply making a plan for the day and have realized that planning alone isn't going to be enough. I remember spending loads of time scheduling out my entire day or week on my calendar or to-do list and creating what felt like the perfect action plan to get me towards my goals. I enjoyed the whole process of planning out what I was going to do, but when it came to actually sitting down and executing my plan, I simply wouldn't do it. I was stuck in what I like to call planning paralysis. And this is a state where you know deep down what actions you need to take, but you spend more time planning out, what and when you're going to do those things than actually doing them. In the moment, you lose motivation or something just stops you from simply doing the work. If you're at that point, I found that incorporating aspects of journaling into your planning can be a huge game changer. So after honestly years of being stuck in planning paralysis, I've combined both journaling and planning into a simple and effective system that not only helps me plan out what I'm going to do the next day, actually execute my plan, stay motivated, and enjoy doing it. So in this video, I'll show you the key things that I like to do when journaling and reflecting on my life, and also my step-by-step process for planning my day, and how I've combined all of this into a simple template that you can access for free at the end of this video. Journaling versus planning. So in my experience, if you've been excessively planning but end up procrastinating and not actually executing your plan, it's likely the result of a few things. The first could be a lack of motivation, not associating positive emotions with the actions on your plan, and not tying your plan back to the bigger picture and your core vision for the future. And this is where I think journaling can really come in handy. It allows you to kind of zoom out, think big picture, reflect on your current life, your core desires, and where you want to go with things and your why for doing everything in your life. It allows you to kind of tame and organize all these chaotic thoughts and emotions and get them out onto one page. I think depending on your personality type, either the journaling or planning will kind of resonate more with you and come more naturally to you. For me, I've always been skewed a little bit more towards the logical side of things, so the planning stuff comes a little easier. And while planning and journaling are great exercises on their own, I truly believe that for long-term success and to actually get the work done consistently, enjoy doing it, and making sure that it aligns with your bigger vision for life, you kind of need to do both together. If you focus on just planning out what tasks you're going to do and when you're going to do them, then it can cause you to lose sight of the bigger picture and some of those positive emotions that you can associate with the tasks that will keep you motivated to actually complete them. Whereas just journaling without proper planning can cause you to be stuck in your head and never make the time to actually do the things that are important to you. How I plan my day. So I really associate planning or scheduling with kind of the logical side of things. So this involves, time blocking, writing out your to-do list, planning out your week, that kind of stuff. So I do agree with that quote at the beginning of the video, if you fail to plan, you plan to fail. And I really view the planning side of things as the first basic step to take towards achieving your goals. And maybe that's just because planning comes more naturally to me, and that could be because of my more logical personality. And if you're watching this video, planning out what you're gonna do on a particular day or for the week might sound like an obvious first step, but you'd be surprised that a lot of people don't even take this first basic step. I've talked with some of my clients who want to grow a YouTube channel or start going to the gym or making time for their schoolwork or something else in their life. But when the time comes to actually do those things, they end up getting distracted, just doing random other stuff, shallow work, anything like that. And so I asked them to show me simply what they had planned on their calendar for that time of day, and sure enough, there was nothing. If you have a period of time during the day, let's say it's in the evening after work or school when you want to work on your side business or go to the gym or something, but you leave that part of your calendar just completely blank and you don't plan out the specific tasks you're gonna do and what time you're gonna do them, your brain is just gonna look for things to do that give you the most amount of reward and pleasure for the least amount of effort, and usually this ends up just being random things that don't actually contribute significantly towards your goals. So what I've personally been doing as far as the planning side of things is the night before first establishing my 3 main priorities for the day. These are the high leverage things that will contribute directly towards my major goals in life. Then I'll write out my entire schedule for the next day within 30-minute intervals with the specific tasks that I will do at those times. So first, I'll write out my non-negotiables, things that are kind of set, like my day job, meals, going to the gym, when I'm going to go to sleep, that kind of thing. And that way I'm left with just kind of the free time that I have to play with. From here, I'll take the most important task out of the 3 that I established earlier, and I'll schedule that for as early in the day as possible. For me, this has usually been around 6:30 a.m. before I have to go to my job, but honestly, I think I'm going to start trying to wake up earlier so I can have even more time to work on the things that I care about first thing in the morning. Then I'll fill out the rest of the empty time slots with the other main 2 priority tasks, along with anything else I want to get done for the day, occasionally leaving room for just kind of buffer time or going for a quick walk or taking a break or something. I'll also consider my typical energy levels throughout the day when deciding which tasks to do and when, and whether or not I need to take a short, focused recovery break. Now, this all sounds nice in theory, but as you know, actually sticking to that plan is a whole different story. In the moment, it's easy to lose motivation or lose sight of why you plan your day like this in the first place. Although I strongly believe that simply making this plan will have a huge positive effect on your productivity, because imagine if you only followed your plan for even just 25% of the day, it's still gonna be a way more productive day than if you had zero plan and just kind of did random stuff, whatever your mind felt like doing in the moment. But once we start incorporating aspects of journaling into our planning, we'll find that it becomes a lot easier to stay motivated and actually stick to most of, if not all of, our entire schedule. How I journal to stay motivated. So as I've said, journaling I think really taps more into the emotional side of things and picks up on some of the shortcomings of planning. I found that the times when I lose motivation and fail to stick to my schedule, it's usually because I'm thinking too much about how I feel in that present moment. Your brain might start making excuses like, I'm tired, I need a break, I've worked hard enough today, it's too late, I should just start fresh tomorrow. Or your brain might make up some entirely new plan and convince yourself why that task in that moment isn't actually the most important thing that you should focus on, and you should actually do something else instead, and you'll end up chasing some other shiny object. When you find yourself deviating from your plan based on how your current self feels, I found that it's a good time to maybe journal and take a step back, zoom out, remind yourself of the bigger picture and why you're doing this in the first place, and think about your future self instead. Tie those individual tasks back to your overarching goals in life. You plan to do that thing today for a reason. There could be multiple reasons, but really try to get down to the core desire, the core reason for you wanting to do what you plan to do. What is the dream vision that you have for the future, and how does that individual action contribute to that dream vision? Regularly journaling about your vision for the future will help cement it in your mind and keep you motivated in the moment to execute your plan. And if you find that some of the actions you're taking don't really align with this overall dream vision for your future, then we might need to take a step back and start to reevaluate, but that's kind of beyond the scope of this video. Gratitude journaling for mental health. Another powerful journaling technique that I apply is gratitude journaling. So every day I'll just write out 3 things that I'm grateful for, big or small. So for example, I'm looking at the other day and I literally wrote out, I'm grateful for 1, Alex Hormozy, 2, my YouTube viewers, and 3, steak and eggs. It seems kind of random, I know. I think I must have been watching some Alex Hormozy videos that I found really valuable and taught me a lot about business stuff. I'm always grateful for you watching these videos, but I guess I must have really felt it in that moment. And I think I probably had steak and eggs for dinner, so I was, grateful for that. The point is that by reminding yourself daily of something positive in your life, you'll feel more thankful for what you have, and it'll help your mental health 100 times more than any sort of antidepressant, pharmaceutical drug or anything. But it'll also force you to start your day on a more positive note, which will make you just more eager to live your life and be productive with your work. Daily reflection is essential for growth. Another journaling technique that I found is really helpful is to do an end of day reflection. So I'll first start by writing out 3 wins from the day, and this works kind of similar to the gratitude journaling because it forces me to think about what were the positive things that happened that day, big or small. But at the same time, it's a good way for me to reflect on how productive my day was, because if I look at my wins for the day and they don't really feel that significant, then it might be a sign that I wasn't really focusing on the right things or wasn't, living up to my full potential and putting my full effort into that day. Next, I'll write out 3 things that I think I could improve on for the next day. Taking the time to first identify the things that didn't go well and then come up with actionable adjustments that I can make for the next day is how I can continuously try to improve 1% every day. My daily planner and journal template. All right, so I used to do my planning and journaling kind of separately, but for the reasons stated in this video, I found that it's really important to kind of combine them and do them simultaneously. So I've created a daily planner template that incorporates both journaling and planning onto one page, which keeps things simple, efficient, and effective. I've looked for planners online and apps and stuff, and there's some decent ones out there, but nothing really captured everything that I wanted to focus on when it comes to my journaling and planning. So I figured I'll just design my own template. So honestly, I made this for myself and I've been using this. I should share it with you as well. All right, so here is the planner. I just want to quickly walk you through everything about it and my thought process for each of the components in here, and then I'll talk about how you can actually download this. I also have a Notion version that you can use as well. All right, so we got daily planner here. So I didn't want to make this video too long, so I'm going to cut it right here, but you can find the rest of this little walkthrough video going through my planner setup and links to the PDF, Notion template, all that sort of stuff for free inside my school community. That's the top link in the description. Go click that right now. As always, do something today that your future self would thank you for.